We're here today with Rebecca Halima Hamm. Halima will be in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, April 5th through 7th, doing a workshop called The Divine Existence, where everything is one. And Halima, one of the themes that you're going to be developing over the course of that weekend is the divine existence and the concept of the mirror as it relates to oneness, freedom, and consciousness. Can you talk a little bit more about what that means and what you'll be working with us that weekend?
So the concept of the mirror comes from the Divine Existence chapter in Music of the Soul from our guide CD. It's not the first time that concept has been introduced to the world, because there's many different ways to highlight what that means. So in Music of the Soul, he writes, and I'm paraphrasing, what comes from you is for you, and what you find is also from you. In essence, what that means is that it is impossible to separate yourself from all that is. The easiest example I can use is that when people go out into society, they have judgments and perceptions and triggers and all of this. And when we look outside of ourselves and we are triggered, what that in essence means is that something outside of us is a reflection of us. This is just the most basic level. So the mirror is important because I believe wholeheartedly that people cannot move forward in a more divine, spiritual, harmonious type of way in life if they can't see that. And the mirror is deeply tied to our ability or inability to give our power away, inability to actually hold our power, or to give it away. So you can imagine, if you're a person that complains, you're a person that judges, you're a person who gets caught on occasion in righteousness, that means that there's a part of you that does not see the interconnection between you and everything that's happening in front of you. So for example, if I say, well, he doesn't like me, well, who has more power, that person or me? That person does. If I look out and judge somebody by how they look, or how Sufi they are, or how un-Sufi they are, or I look out in a religious way or a spiritual way and I judge another person's path, this too is a mirror for me and for us. So the concept of oneness and the concept of the divine existence speaks to the greater whole and the more intimate part of how we all interact with ourselves in relationship to everything that's moving. The universe is constantly changing. We have new insects and birds. Everything is changing all the time, so we're constantly in movement. And yet when we hold deeply to a certain belief and we want people to be wrong, or we want to judge, we actually don't allow ourselves to move forward. And this is where a lot of times people suffer. I think in all the years I've been working with people, this is the biggest hurdle, is we don't know how initially to look at everything that happens in front of us as an actual beauty. It's a divine gift. It's a opportunity for growth. It's really the only way at times that we can really grow is to see ourselves in everything that's occurring in front of us. So the opposite of that would not be oneness. The opposite of that would be separation. The opposite of learning how to work with the mirror would be the opposite of everything that's taught. For example, what is likened to itself is drawn. It's the same concept. It's the same concept when somebody said it's not about the who, it's about the what. What is the universe? What is God? What is source? What is Allah trying to show us? It's never about the person, it's about the pattern. It's not the people, it's the pattern. What is Allah, source, God, etc., trying to show us about ourselves? And in essence, that's what we're going to talk about. I've got some exercises we're going to do. One in particular is an exercise where I'm going to be able to show everyone that the people around them are a divine mirror of them, so that they can begin to see where they hold themselves in relationship to everything around them. So.
Great. That sounds really, really interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. And I know a lot of people are too. So Halima will be in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, April 5th through the 7th. You can either participate by coming to the Sufi Center live or virtually online from anywhere in the world. And if you register, the workshop will be recorded and you will have access to the recording. So just take a look at this email. All the information's there on how to register and everything else you need to know. And we look forward to seeing you in Minneapolis or online. Thanks, Halima.